The internet wept. The queen had finally walked away. The Harris dynasty was shattered. But the whispers hinted at more. Another woman, another betrayal, another level of scandal waiting in the shadows. And as the sun rose on Saturday morning, Atlanta woke up not with beats, but with whispers. Whispers that the story wasn't over. Atlanta didn't just wake up to divorce papers, it woke up to a dynasty collapsing in real time. The headlines were merciless. Tiny ends it all. The Harris empire falls. DNA shatters a legacy. But beneath the chaos, a new whisper began to snake through the city. Darker than anything the world had heard yet. A new woman. A new betrayal. A new secret waiting to detonate. The whisper started on Twitter with a cryptic post from an anonymous account. Shekinah wasn't the only one. Friday's tape was part 1. Part 2 drops Sunday. Attached was a blurred photo of a woman's silhouette, her hand resting on a baby bump. Fans froze. Was another woman pregnant too? Within hours, bloggers claimed to know the truth. A hairstylist from Atlanta. A woman who had allegedly been linked to T.I. for months. Some swore she had receipts. Others said she'd already spoken to lawyers. The internet exploded with predictions. Another DNA test? Another courtroom showdown? The hashtags shifted. Hashtag Shekinah pregnant became hashtag how many more? Hashtag justice for Teeny became hashtag protect Tiny at all costs. Tiny, meanwhile, retreated deeper into silence. She posted nothing, said nothing. A paparazzi caught her in New York holding hands with her mother, her sunglasses hiding swollen eyes. Fans flooded the photos with love, writing, "Stay strong, Queen, and rise above the lies." Tiny had become more than a wife. She was now a symbol. A woman rising from a sesh tie, on the other hand, spiraled. He was caught on camera outside a recording studio, shoving a paparazzi camera and shouting, "Y'all don't know the whole story. Y'all don't know nothing." The clip went viral, dissected frame by frame. Fans noticed his eyes red, his words slurred, his anger raw. Memes labeled him the fallen king. A man crumbling under the weight of his own lies. And then, like clockwork, the second tape dropped. Sunday, midnight. The same burner account. The same cold caption. "This is the end." The video opened with audio, a recording of T.I. allegedly on the phone with a friend. His voice unmistakable, chilling. "Bro, I can't stop. I love Tiny, but I need more. Shekinah ain't the only one. There's another. But she knows how to stay quiet. She knows the rules." The internet gasped in collective horror. Then came the images, screenshots of private DMs between T.I. and the mysterious hairstylist. Messages like, "We gotta keep this between us. If Tiny finds out, I'm done. And don't worry, I'll take care of you. Just like I did with Shekinah." One even showed a money transfer, thousands of dollars sent directly to her account. Fans screamed betrayal. Twitter wars raged through the night. The trending tag, #T-exposed. But the footage didn't stop there. The video cut to grainy surveillance from what looked like another Atlanta hotel lobby. A man with T.I.'s build embraced a woman with long braids. She kissed him, he kissed her back. The timestamp. Just weeks before Shekinah's pregnancy leaked, the internet imploded. Tiny's supporters unleashed fury. Shekinah's camp panicked. And T.I.'s empire sank deeper into quicksand. By Monday morning, talk shows were calling it the greatest scandal in hip-hop history. The Shade Room's headline read, "T.I. caught twice. Tiny, done for good." CNN even covered it, branding it the DNA scandal that rocked Atlanta. Tiny finally broke her silence. On Instagram Live, her voice hoarse, her hands shaking, she said, "It wasn't just about Shekinah. It wasn't just about DNA. It was about years of lies. Years of humiliation. And I won't do it anymore. My kids deserve better. I deserve better." Her live was watched by over 6 million people. Hashtag surged again. Hashtag Tiny deserves better. Hashtag Queen Tiny. Hashtag canceled T.Shekinah. Meanwhile, collapsed under pressure. She went live sobbing uncontrollably. I didn't destroy their family. He did. He told me he loved me. He told me he'd leave Tiny, and now I'm the one with the hate. I'm the one who can't walk outside. Her cries echoed across the internet. Some fans sympathized, others called her the Snake of Atlanta and T.I. His silence broke in the ugliest way possible. He dropped a 3-minute Instagram video, pacing, sweating, his voice cracking with anger. Y'all think you know me? Y'all think you know my family? You don't know S******. Y'all ain't seen the real truth. I made mistakes, but don't you dare act like I'm the devil. Y'all don't know what Tiny's done either. The rant backfired instantly. Fans flooded his comments, deflection, gaslighting, cancel him now. The label dropped him within 24 hours. Sponsorships vanished overnight. His empire was gone. And then came the final blow. A leaked legal document surfaced, stamped and signed. Petition for divorce, Temeka, Tiny Harris versus Clifford Harris. The wording was brutal. Repeated betrayal, emotional abuse, irreparable damage. Tiny demanded half his empire, full custody of the children, and damages for emotional trauma. The internet gasped. Tiny wasn't just leaving. She was taking it all. The image of her walking out of the courthouse, sunglasses hiding swollen eyes, her children by her side became the photo of the decade. Blogs crowned her the queen who walked away. Fans painted murals of her in Atlanta, her face surrounded by crowns. Tiny had become a legend. But Shekinah, she vanished. Death threats flooded her inbox. Protesters camped outside her home. Rumors swirled that she fled Atlanta pregnant and alone. Some claimed she'd been offered hush money. Others said she was writing a tell-all memoir. The world didn't know. And that mystery only deepened the fire. The Harris family, once a symbol of love, loyalty, and empire, was rubble? T.I. sat alone in his mansion, his phone buzzing with messages from lawyers, his empire bleeding out. Tiny stood tall, rising from the ashes, cheered by millions. Shekinah disappeared into the shadows, hated, pitied, feared. But the whispers didn't stop. Blogs hinted that more women were ready to come forward. That Shekinah wasn't the last. That this scandal was only the beginning. Fans speculated endlessly. Was this the final collapse of Clifford Harris? Or just the first chapter of an even darker downfall? The streets of Atlanta buzzed with rumors, with whispers, with venom. A city once proud of its king, now watched as he was dethroned, one scandal at a time. And as the sun set on the ruins of the Harris Empire, one truth became undeniable. The DNA didn't just destroy a marriage, it destroyed a dynasty. But somewhere in the shadows, the burner account typed again. You think this is over? Wait until the baby is born. The cliffhanger was set. The world held its breath. And now, after every leaked message, every viral video, every courtroom collapse, and every DNA bombshell, the Harris Empire lies in ruins. Tiny has walked away. Shekinah is hiding. T.I. is dethroned. But if you think this is the end, you're not paying attention, because the whispers are louder than ever. Insiders swear there's another woman, another set of receipts, another betrayal that hasn't even surfaced yet. And the burner account, the one that's been dropping every devastating file, just posted a cryptic warning. You think this is over? Wait until the baby is born. Ask yourself, can you afford to miss what happens next? Can you afford to scroll past the final blow to a dynasty that once ruled Atlanta? Because the next leak won't just destroy a family. It could rewrite hip-hop history forever. So here's what you need to do right now. Smash that like button so the algorithm knows the truth deserves to be heard. Drop your raw thoughts in the comments. Are you hashtag Team Tiny? Hashtag Team Shekinah? Or do you think T.I. can somehow claw his way back from this abyss? And most importantly, hit subscribe and turn on all notifications. Because the next leak could drop at any moment. And when it does, You'll want to be the first to see it, not the last to hear about it. This is betrayal. This is tragedy. This is history in the making. Don't blink. Don't look away. Stay locked in. Don't look away. Stay locked in. Judge slammed his gavel, shouting for order, but the courtroom had already turned into chaos. Reporters shouted, fans wailed, and cameras captured every second. And then the clerk walked forward with a sealed envelope. The DNA test results. The gallery held its breath. The judge cleared his throat. Tiny buried her face in her hands. T.I. squeezed his eyes shut. Shekinah clutched her stomach like a shield. The envelope was placed on the desk. The clerk's hands trembled as he reached for it, and just before the results could be read, loud, the lights in the courtroom went out. Total darkness. Gasps, screams, chaos. The first 1200 ends here. On this blackout cliffhanger, the courtroom plunged into darkness like a scene ripped from a thriller. Gasps echoed. Phones lit up the room like fireflies. And in the chaos, someone screamed, "They don't want the truth out." The judge's gavel slammed furiously, demanding order. But the power cut had turned the trial into a circus. When the lights flickered back on minutes later, the sealed envelope with the DNA results was gone. Stolen. The courtroom froze in shock. Reporters whispered furiously. Lawyers barked, and Tiny screamed, "Where are the papers?" Security swarmed the benches, but the damage was done. The most important piece of evidence in hip-hop's messiest scandal had vanished in front of the entire world within minutes. Hashtag Deonagate was trending. Fans accused T.I. of orchestrating the blackout. Others claimed Shekinah's camp pulled the stunt to protect herself. Some even suggested Tiny's team delayed it to buy time. Conspiracy theories multiplied, each one juicier than the last. But then came the twist no one saw coming. That very night, the same burner account that had started this firestorm uploaded a grainy video to Twitter titled, "The Truth Was Stolen. But I kept a copy." The video showed a shaky hand holding up what looked like the missing DNA results. The voice, disguised and robotic, read the line aloud. Probability of paternity, 99.9%. Clifford Harris is the father of Shekinah Anderson's unborn child. The internet lost its mind. Screenshots spread within seconds. TikTokers wept on camera. Instagram lives erupted with commentary. Fans chanted "DNA doesn't lie" outside the Harris home, while protesters lit candles for Tiny in what they called a vigil for the death of her marriage. Inside sources whispered that Tiny collapsed again after hearing the leak. She was reportedly rushed to her mother's home surrounded by her kids. One cousin allegedly told bloggers, "Tiny don't even want to eat. She's broken. She's crying nonstop." Meanwhile, T.I. remained locked away in his mansion, silent. No posts, no statements. Just silence. But silence, fans insisted, was guilt. Shekinah, on the other hand, came out swinging. She posted a fiery Instagram story the next morning. "Y'all don't know what I've been through? Don't call me no homewrecker. Call me what I am. A woman who was lied to, a woman who was promised love and given shame." She even tagged Tiny in one post, writing, "He played both of us." The internet exploded. Was this an attempt at sympathy or manipulation? Celebrity commentary fueled the fire. Tamar Braxton went live, crying for Tiny. "I don't care what anybody says. My sister don't deserve this. She'd been through too much." On the other side, Tokyo Vanity shocked fans by siding with Shekinah, saying, "Sometimes the side chick don't know she the side chick. Don't blame her, blame the man." The feud split the celebrity world into factions, each side louder than the other. But the darkest moment was yet to come. Late that evening, another recording surfaced. This time it wasn't a whisper, it was a full argument. ALLEGEDLY between T.I. and Tiny, captured secretly inside their home. The audio shook fans to their core. Tiny's voice screamed, "You promised me forever, Clifford." T.I.'s reply was chilling. "Forever don't mean forever when forever feels like prison." That one line trended for hours. Fans clipped it, auto-tuned it, turned it into memes, but beneath the jokes was heartbreak. Tiny sobs, raw and gut-wrenching, were burned into the internet forever. The Harris empire began to unravel in real time. Sponsors quietly pulled out. An energy drink company scrubbed his face from their ads. A reality show's spin-off was rumored to be canceled. Tiny, meanwhile, was offered interviews by Oprah's network, Netflix, even Lifetime. The world wanted her side, her pain, her tears. And then came the courthouse footage. TMZ released a clip from inside the trial that hadn't aired on live feeds the moment. Tiny collapsed after hearing the leaked audio. The image of her daughter screaming, "Mom, please stop," as paparazzi cameras flashed mercilessly, became the symbol of the scandal. Fans rallied harder under #JusticeForTiny, painting murals of her face in Atlanta with the caption, "The Queen Who Never Deserved This." But Shekinah wasn't done twisting the knife. Days later, she uploaded a bombshell video from her car. Mascara streaked down her cheeks. She held up a tiny sonogram image, shaking as she cried, "This is real. This is happening. Clifford is the father." The clip went viral within minutes. The ultrasound photo became a meme, plastered across timelines, remixed into TikToks. Used as proof in fan debates, Tiny's response was devastating. She finally broke her silence in a 10-minute Instagram live that left fans shattered. Sitting in her living room, wrapped in a blanket, her face swollen from crying, she whispered, "I gave him my life, my loyalty, my everything. And he gave me this. A public humiliation I'll never recover from." Her voice cracked. Her tears fell. Millions watched live. Hashtags exploded. #TinySpeaks. #TinyBroken. #canceled. But the night wasn't over. As her live ended, the burner account posted again, "If you thought this was the end, wait until Friday. The final tape will finish him for good." Fans froze. Blogs exploded. Everyone speculated, what tape? What proof could possibly be bigger than a DNA test? Some whispered about financial scandals. Others hinted at violence. A few claimed another woman was ready to come forward. Whatever it was, it promised to end Clifford Harris's legacy forever. Tiny's fans prepared for war. They organized online rallies, petitioned VH1 to cut ties, even sent drones over T.I.'s mansion looking for proof. Twitter became a battlefield. #Team Tiny versus #TTRUTHERS versus #SHEKINAH victim. Celebrities dropped cryptic posts, fueling the frenzy. Nicki Minaj tweeted a single word, "Boom." Cardi B responded with a sly emoji. The culture had chosen its arena, and it was blood sport. Meanwhile, inside sources leaked even more chaos from the Harris home. Friends claimed Tiny had served T.I. with divorce papers behind closed doors. Others whispered that their kids had taken her side, refusing to speak to their father. Allegedly, T.I. had smashed a glass during one heated argument, screaming, "Y'all ain't walking away from me." Police were called, but no charges were filed. Still, the story leaked, adding fuel to the fire. By Thursday night, the tension was unbearable. Fans counted down the hours until the promised final tape would drop. Gossip sites ran countdown timers. YouTube live-streamed theories. Instagram fan pages promised to go live the second the leak hit. And then, at midnight Friday, the burner account posted a single link with the caption, "This ends everything." The video opened with grainy footage, allegedly from a hotel room security camera. T.I.'s voice, unmistakable, laughed with friends. "Tiny ain't going nowhere. She can cry, she can sue, but she'll always need me." And Shekinah, she's just another piece of the puzzle. The internet exploded. Hashtags erupt. Atlanta's glamorous world of music and power has been set on fire tonight. And this isn't just a scandal. This is a bombshell that could shatter an empire forever. Shocking leaked documents, explosive secret recordings, and emotional breakdowns have stormed social media. exposing what might be the darkest betrayal in the Harris dynasty. The whispers are no longer whispers. Allegations are flooding in that Shekinah Anderson is secretly pregnant and the alleged father, none other than Clifford T.I. Harris himself. Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram are an absolute meltdown. Hashtags are ripping through timelines like wildfire. Hashtag SHEKINAH, pregnant. Hashtag DNA for T. Hashtag justice for Tiny. Fans are screaming in disbelief. If this is true, Tiny's world, her marriage, her family, it's all finished. And just when the gossip seemed like it couldn't get any darker, medical reports leaked reports that tie Shekinah's pregnancy timeline directly to T.I.'s Atlanta hotel stay. Screenshots, receipts, messages, they're all out there. Influencers are calling it not speculation, but proof. But the most heartbreaking moment, cameras capturing Tiny herself, tears streaming down her face as she stepped into the spotlight. Her voice trembling, but her rage undeniable. "I want a DNA test. I need the truth. My family deserves the truth." What followed was chaos. Courtroom gasps, leaked audios, viral fan wars, celebrity reactions, and an empire in collapse. Stay locked in, because what you're about to hear is the scandal that could end T.I.'s legacy forever. The world didn't just wake up to a rumor, it woke up to a war. A war of receipts, of betrayal, of lives crumbling in real time. It all started when an anonymous burner account dropped a midnight file titled simply, "Truth Hurts." Inside were 3 explosive pieces: a scanned medical report, a series of screenshots allegedly from Shekinah's phone, and a grainy voice recording that had the internet screaming. The medical report was the first dagger. Dated and stamped from a clinic just outside Atlanta, it confirmed a pregnancy. The most damning line read like a headline of its own. Estimated conception date matches patient's stay at Marriott downtown. Cross-reference travel records for Clifford Harris. Within minutes, Twitter had pulled flight manifests and hotel records, finding that T.I. had indeed checked into that very hotel on the same weekend. The screenshots made it worse. Allegedly, messages between Shekinah and a close friend. They read like the diary of a woman torn between guilt and thrill. "He told me I was special." One message said, "He said Tiny would never find out." Another was more haunting. "If the DNA test ever happens, I'm done. He'll lose everything, and maybe I will too." But it was the audio file that detonated the internet. A muffled recording, allegedly T.I.'s voice whispered, "Don't stress, Shekinah. If this comes out, I'll handle Tiny. I always handle her." The second those words echoed online, fans lost their minds. TikTokers uploaded live reactions. Some crying, some cursing, some screaming into their cameras. Hashtags spiked to global trends. #DNA for T.I. Hashtag Tiny deserves better. Hashtag cancel T.I. The Harris household became a battlefield overnight. Tiny's Instagram went silent except for one cryptic post, a black screen with 3 words typed in white: "I want truth." Within an hour, it had millions of likes and tens of thousands of comments from fans. Celebrities, even rivals. Tamara Braxton commented, "Sis, don't settle for lies. Get your proof." Candy Burris posted a single heart emoji. But everyone knew what that meant: quiet solidarity. Then came the paparazzi photos. Tiny was spotted leaving her Atlanta home, sunglasses covering swollen eyes, clutching her daughter's hand like a lifeline. Outside, cameras caught her trembling as she told a reporter, "I can't live on lies anymore. I want a DNA test. My children deserve the truth." That clip spread like wildfire, picked apart on morning shows, replayed in slow motion on blogs. Tiny wasn't just a wife anymore. She had become the face of betrayal. Meanwhile, T.I. went dark. His Instagram wiped clean. No posts, no stories, no comments. But his silence screamed louder than words. Fans flooded the void with memes calling him the king of infidelity, Mr. DNA. The South's biggest hypocrite. reputation. Once Bulletproof was bleeding out live on every platform, and Shekinah. She broke her silence in the worst way possible. She went live on Instagram at 2 a.m., mascara streaked across her cheeks, sobbing into the camera. "I didn't ask for this," she cried. "He told me he loved me. He told me he'd leave Tiny. Now I'm the villain. I didn't destroy their marriage. He did." That live was screen recorded, reposted, and analyzed like it was the Zapruder film. Fans slowed it down, lip-read her mutters, dissected every detail of her background. One blurry shadow in the corner of the video sparked theories that T.I. himself was with her. The fallout was immediate. Protesters gathered outside the Harris mansion chanting, "Justice for Tiny." And DNA doesn't lie. Celebrities weighed in, some siding with Tiny, others staying suspiciously quiet. Cardi B tweeted, "Women deserve better, period." 50 Cent, of course, couldn't resist trolling. He posted a meme of Maury holding an envelope with the caption, "Tiny, you are the wife." But the scandal wasn't done exploding. Just as the internet was reeling from the live meltdown, a second leak hit. This time, it was a video. Grainy, black and white, apparently surveillance footage from that same Atlanta Marriott. The clip showed a man with T.I.'s build and signature stride, walking down a hotel hallway at 2 a.m. with a woman who looked strikingly like Shekinah. She wore an oversized hoodie, but her face was visible for just 1 second as she turned to adjust her hair. The timestamp matched the date on the medical report. The video went viral instantly. Fans didn't just speculate, they declared it confirmed. Comment sections filled with one-liners. "Caught in 4,000. Case closed. DNA is the only step left." Tiny's response was swift and devastating. She called a press conference outside her lawyer's office, flanked by her kids and family members. Her voice shook, but her eyes blazed fire as she said, "I demand a DNA test. Not just for me, for my children, for my family, for the truth. Clifford owes us that much." The crowd gasped. Reporters screamed questions. Her daughter cried into her shoulder. It was the image of heartbreak and fury combined. Inside sources claim Tiny fainted later that day during a heated family meeting, carried out by her son. TMZ ran the headline, "Tiny collapses under DNA scandal pressure." Talk shows dissected it, hosts arguing whether Tiny should leave immediately or wait for results. Fans trended #stand with Tiny worldwide. Meanwhile, the anonymous whistleblower struck again, releasing more alleged texts from Shekinah. This time they were even worse. One message read, "If she finds out, he'll lose everything, but he promised me I'll be taken care of. He said I'm not just some side chick, I'm his future." Another, "He said Tiny can't handle him like I do." Screenshots flooded every gossip site, every blog, every feed, and then the unthinkable happened. Court filings leaked online. Tiny versus Clifford Harris and Shekinah Anderson. Petition for DNA testing. The headline burned across TMZ, Hollywood Unlocked, and Shade Room. The court date was set. The Harris empire wasn't just bleeding. It was on trial. Fans gathered outside the courthouse on the day of the hearing, holding signs that read, "DNA doesn't lie," and "Justice for Tiny." Paparazzi swarmed as Tiny entered, her face streaked with tears, clutching tissues. Shekinah arrived next, visibly pregnant now, her hand resting protectively on her stomach, escorted by heavy security. And finally, T.I. walked in, his head bowed, his eyes hollow. The once unshakable king looked like a man walking into his own funeral. Inside the courtroom, tension was suffocating. The judge called the case Tiny versus Clifford Harris and Shekinah Anderson. DNA and betrayal. Gasps rippled through the gallery. Reporters scribbled, cameras clicked, fans wept. But nothing, absolutely nothing, could have prepared anyone for what happened next. An audio clip was played, a recording allegedly of T.I. himself speaking in hushed tones. "Don't worry, Shekinah. If this comes out, I'll handle Tiny. I always do." The room erupted. Tiny shot to her feet, screaming through tears, "You destroyed me. You destroyed our family." She collapsed into her daughter's arms, sobbing uncontrollably. The sobbing uncontrollably. The